Good evening and welcome to Speedballin. I am the professor himself, Nico. Along to my left is Pharaoh Josh. How you doing, Josh?
Doing pretty good.
That's what I thought. Behind the microphone stand, we have ourselves a brand new member. And his name is, what is it?
It's Catholic Mike.
It's Catholic Mike. What's up, Catholic Mike?
Yo, what's cracking?
Yeah, that's right. He's going to be our Joe Rogan version of Jamie, so we might mess that one up a little bit here and there.
Soundboard not included.
Soundboard not included. Turn your mic off. You've lost privileges. Okay, well, anyways, welcome to Speedball, on the show about dumb people in recovery. And we like to, just...
That was crisp. The mic caught that.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. Anyhow, what's up, Josh? What was, your week like this week?
Yeah, it was pretty good. You know how I roll.
I know how you roll. I'd like some details, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I forgot. I wrote everything down. Oh, yeah, I went to a DACNA.
A DACNA? What's a DACNA?
No, I went to DACNA.
I know. What is it?
Oh, DACNA is the Daytona Area Convention of Narcotics Anonymous.
Well, how was that? Did you meet new people?
I saw a lot of people that I've known for a long time. Yeah. Yep.
In and out of addiction?
No, not necessarily in addiction. I didn't use with them, but I knew them while I was in addiction, and they were getting clean, or they were clean, and yeah, a lot of comments on my weight now that I'm big back in it.
Fat.
I saw there was a guy, Brian, and he asked me how I was doing. I was like, I'm obviously doing pretty good. And the guy next to him's like, I was gonna say that, and then hits my stomach.
He's a well-fed
Yeah.
big boy.
And then I told him, I was like, hey, I'm trying to join the Big Back Club, and I got sleep apnea now, so I'm doing great,
There you go.
What does sleep apnea have anything to do with?
Well, I mean, once you gain weight, it
Fat.
yeah.
See, he's an unbeliever. I've never met a skinny person that had sleep apnea. Like, every single person I know is, overweight or just larger.
Yeah. I mean, you can have sleep apnea when you're thin, but it doesn't affect you as much.
Yeah, meanwhile, Michael just blow away in the wind, so...
You got sleep apnea?
No.
Oh.
It's really skinny.
Oh, okay.
Paper thin. Paper thin bones and no boners. That's
Yeah,
it.
I just stop breathing in my sleep when I'm skinny, but whenever I'm fat, I snore louder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like a Snorlax.
Yes.
If he was a Pokemon, he'd be a Snorlax. Man, I mean, you said something to me earlier that was wicked, crazy. You've been dropping these one-liners lately where I'm just holy shit, that blew my mind. And today it was something like, put down the bat, pick up the feather.
Oh, yeah. Because, being self-critical is, that's a huge problem with everybody, not just addicts. But, you ruminate on stuff. See, I told you, way better, huh?
He was right.
Yeah. But, when you ruminate on things and create shame, it does nothing but harm you. But it's still good to learn from experiences. So, instead of beating yourself up, you put down the bat and you pick up the feather. And it's hitting yourself with a feather is you're reminded, but you're not beating yourself up over it.
Yeah, but if you're hitting yourself with a feather, wouldn't that tickle your butthole a little bit?
It depends upon where you're hitting yourself with a feather. If you're hitting yourself in the butthole, then yes, it would tickle your butthole.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Fair enough indeed. See, that's right. I just can't see myself hitting myself with a feather. It's like if I took a pillow out and tried to say it's a punishment, but it's not.
I think that's the whole point of pick up the feather. So you're reminding yourself without harming yourself. You're not beating yourself up.
Well, I'm not beating off either.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, don't beat off, don't beat yourself up, all the above. That's today's advice from Josh's quote of the day.
That's
All of the
today's-
above. So profound.
Today's interpreted advice.
Yes, very interpreted. All right, so binge drinking and using. Now, does that make you an addict or an alcoholic if it's just binge drinking? Like, so explain binge drinking for me, please.
Binge drinking is like whenever you drink, right? Do you have just one or two? Like when we go out with your Catholic youth group friends, and like that one girl doesn't finish a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's having a beer with your meal and stuff like that. Binge drinking is the intent of getting drunk.
Yeah. When you do drink, you get wasted.
Yeah, you're intending to drink.
Yeah.
Hard.
So, like, the question being, does that qualify as alcoholic or not? In my opinion, and honestly, not so much as an opinion as like what we treat at work. If you binge drink every time you drink, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Because you're using so much that there are substantial negative consequences, and you still continue to do it every time you decide to drink.
I think it kind of depends upon how much you binge drink. Like if you drink only to get trashed, but you do that like 3 times a year on holidays, and you don't ruin the holiday with it, I wouldn't consider that alcoholic behavior. But if every single time you drink to get trashed and you have negative consequences, like you ruin all the kids' birthday presents by telling them what it is right when they're opening it. My personal favorite way to ruin birthday presents.
Yeah.
I love to tell people what they're getting right when they're opening it.
All right. Well, let me challenge you on that one a little bit, because if you're drinking like super alcoholically when you binge drink, what are your behaviors like when you're not drinking? I want to see what your tendencies are, because if there's other like self-destructive behaviors that come along with it that don't include drinking,
like crack or gambling,
more like process addictions, but yeah,
yeah,
so
like
gambling,
like titty bar.
It's still a bar, so
Yeah, but do you drink at the titty bar?
Most people do.
Most people, but the drinks are way expensive. Like, are you not smuggling in a bottle with you?
No, I'm smuggling in a bag. What are you talking about?
Okay, so that's because we're alcoholics and addicts.
Yeah. That was what I was doing. I mean, you get in the back room, you offer a stripper a free bump or two. Get a little bit more than you bargained for.
Yeah.
Sage advice.
I was going to say Nico's wise piece of wisdom for the day.
That's straight from the professor himself. But anyways, what I'm saying is, are there self-destructive behaviors that don't even necessarily involve process addiction, but involve like destructive behavior with like, I guess they do have to involve process addiction then.
Yeah, like
I mean, it doesn't, see, the thing is, not all of like that kind of self-destructive behavior involves process addiction. It can be like, I just, ruin all of my relationships and don't know how to talk to people. If you're emotionally closed off and can't talk about your problems, there we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, okay. So you mean like normal healthy behavior, like things that upset you, you just stuff that way down and then explode on a waitress that doesn't deserve it later?
Yeah, or your wife.
Yeah. Or your children.
Yeah, it could be either one of those things. The thing is, like, that's addict behavior.
Yeah.
So if those things are happening outside of your binge drinking as well, I would dare to say that you have addictive tendencies.
Yeah, that's what they have ACA for. Adult Children of Alcoholics. You may not necessarily be using, but you have all of these self-centered and self-destructive behaviors.
Yeah. So you don't really know how to live a healthy life.
Right.
But, there's something there.
That's where my advice would come in to accelerate it by
Heroin.
maybe using some heroin, rolling the bubble pipe, get on some meth, destroy your entire life, and then go to rehab so you can rebuild it.
Yeah, figure it out first. There's a way to do it.
Yeah. Or if you don't want to do that, you can go to ACA, Adult Children of Alcoholics, and treat the problem at its core before it spirals out of control. But I'm a spiral out of control first type of person. I don't like to do anything.
Most of us are.
Yeah, I don't like to do anything unless there's negative consequences. Like, I wasn't going to stop using until there was negative consequences. I'm not going to get the sleep.
How many negative consequences, though?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. I'm not going to get the sleep apnea machine until I have my first heart attack. It's just not going to happen.
That's just logical. I mean,
Or, Brittany freaks out enough about me snoring. I mean, she already wears the earplugs and has a fan next to her head, until it ruins my relationship enough to where I go and get the machine.
I feel like wearing earplugs while you're sleeping is already like crossing that line, but maybe that's just me. I'm just a super light sleeper.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're shoving something up your ear hole that like is probably not healthy for you either.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't think that hole was meant to be shoved.
No, it's not. No.
Nobody? Nothing? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
Binge drinking and all that. Like, see, the thing is, the difference is that, like, with binge drinking, us types of addicts, we just did that all the time. That was like an everyday occurrence.
Yeah.
We threw the F down.
Yeah. So, is binge drinking at its core bad?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so because it causes negative consequences and it's repetitive. So if binge drinking is the only kind of drinking you do, you might have a problem. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of people that can handle it. I'm going to dare to say or bet that most people can.
Well, see, this is a perfect reason to have Catholic Mike. Mike, what do you think? Is it okay to drink to get trashed and kind of escape your life problems?
No.
Okay.
See?
Non-addict. Okay.
Swish, Mike, swish.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
job.
The three.
Because I mean, like, me personally, I don't see a problem with it for normal people. But if normal people think that escaping your life problems through drugs and alcohol is bad, then
Yeah.
See, that's why you're a great addition. You're
Yeah,
not
thanks.
just our sound engineer, but you're the non-addict that we can bounce stuff off of.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, he just doesn't trust my opinion, which I don't trust my opinion either. So, it's a totally valid thing.
I mean,
If
you
we
could
need
make that the
backup,
three of us don't trust your opinion. So
Yeah, if we need backup, we're going straight to you. Like, you don't have to take sides. Just tell the
I'll be
truth.
the moral arbiter.
Tell the Lord's truth, sir. The Lord's truth. What is the Lord's truth, Catholic Mike? Hit me with it.
Never goon. I don't know. I got nothing.
Great answer.
That was an awesome answer. Anyways, that leads perfectly into our next topic. You might be an alcoholic if your name is Jeff Foxworthy.
Yes. Yeah. I figured you could start a new segment and have just one of those. But yeah, you might be an alcoholic if you binge drink every time you drink.
Yeah, we'll start off with that one.
Well,
Let me give you some more scenarios because I have about 8,000 of them. You might be an alcoholic if your family doesn't want you home. Like,
oh yeah, considering you're a counselor, you deal with a lot of people and you got to kind of reality check them.
you might be an alcoholic if there's an entire Florida Man article about why you're here.
Ooh, you got one of those?
Oh yeah, we do.
Dude, that's awesome.
Let's see what else.
Did you like print it out and frame it in your like room?
No. I'd probably have to frame it for the person.
For your personal office.
That way, when he comes in to talk to me, he's
I
just
treated
like
this
reminded.
guy. Yeah.
He's looking at it behind me. I'm like, yeah, you were a first for me. You broke my Florida Man article virginity.
Yeah. Not the newspaper article virginity, though.
No, that's different.
Yeah, you've already got the newspaper article.
So digital article then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was digital.
Gotcha.
I don't remember the news source, but it was something local. Let's see, what else
Was
can I
that from
come up with?
the puppy?
That's a good assumption. What else can I think of here? You might be an addict if you have charges against you involving drugs. or a DUI.
I don't necessarily think that's true. There's plenty of crack dealers who don't smoke crack and go to jail for that.
Yeah. What are they addicted to, though?
They usually smoke weed.
No, they're addicted to money.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Process addiction. So
Okay.
we can debunk that one super quick. Like, drug dealers' lifestyles are not all,
Yeah, but
sunshine and farts. But
being addicted to money, though, is socially acceptable. Like codependency.
No,
Oh, he's a romantic.
being addicted to money in the legal way is socially acceptable.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not legal.
Yeah.
And honestly, the people that are addicted to money, also addicts,
Yeah, that's true.
even if it is legal.
I know.
They might not need rehab, but
You're-
they're just as capable of self-destructive behavior.
Yeah. You're preaching to the choir. I know.
Preach, Felicia, preach. Yeah. So what else? Do you have any others? Like you might be an alcoholic if.
No.
So should I just save some for like the next couple of episodes? Because that's a good segment. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll save some of those because I
And,
gotta.
and you got to write them down.
Yeah.
as-
Now I gotta think about them because like.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep an extra notebook while you're counseling people, and then you can be like, "Oh man, you might be an alcoholic." Yeah.
Like abbreviate it so they don't see that like on the cover, and they're like, this is like a secret notebook.
Yeah,
Just
well,
a black cover.
Or
so.
or you could just take your regular counselor notebook and just go through it real quick. All right, I had to reality check this guy on this guy on this guy on
Oh, speaking of reality checks, I gave a good one today, or this week. So we had a patient in there. Ow! That felt awesome.
this. You know, that's the karma from your racism on last episode. That right
Fair
there was
enough.
from all the Indian people.
And that's today in Hitler. Anyways, I gave a
Good
good
Reality check.
reality check to somebody this week. It was awesome. I love my little catches and like my ability to just Jedi mind trick people a little bit. So this dude was talking and he goes, I'm just always guarded or whatever, and I'm just going to be guarded, but at least I'm honest about it. And I went, whoa. Let's break that one down. You just told me you're going to be honest about being dishonest? Really? He's like, and they go, no. Like guarded isn't being dishonest. It's just being guarded. I'm like, all right, well, let's break down guarded. What's being guarded? You're withholding information from us, which is lying by omission, which is dishonest. So you're basically still being honest about being dishonest. Like that is the addicted mind at work, dude. It was wild. I sat there and I was just like, what are you gonna tell me now?
That he's doing fentanyl for his back. Rationalization 101.
Yeah, it's just the defense mechanisms are real, dude. I see them every day. And then when I catch myself doing them, I'm like, why am I doing this? Stop it.
It's like, I'm going to...
Stop it. Get
I'm-
some help.
It's like talking to somebody and they say, I haven't been going to as many meetings, but I'll go to one when I know I need to go to one.
Yeah, when are you going to know you need to go to one?
I know when I know. And that's usually
When I'm asking that question.
when I know and I'm
Or I'm
like,
saying that thing. Yeah.
I should definitely go to a meeting right now. Generally, that's right in between lines of fentanyl.
That's that moment of clarity between powders.
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
there's cocaine in my fentanyl. I should probably be at a meeting right now.
It's not chocolate in my peanut butter. It's cocaine in my fentanyl.
Yeah, did I ever tell you about that? Dude, I was so mad. One time I got a whole bunch of fentanyl, right? I got a 1/4 ounce, so that was supposed to last me until the next payday. Like how you just put the mic down.
What?
Yeah. But,
Ready to listen.
yeah, so I went and got some, and I get back, and I'm not a child. I've done cocaine before. And
You're
like,
too fat to be a child.
yeah, exactly. I weigh too much. But anyways, I get back and I'm like, this, like, it's keeping me from becoming dope sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't nod out or go to sleep when I'm supposed to. So I call him. I'm like, hey, listen, there's cocaine in my fentanyl, dude. Let me come back and trade it out to you for some regular fentanyl. And he was like, nah, there's no cocaine in there. I'm like, oh, we're going to play this game? All right. So I don't call him back. I just start going through another guy. Couple weeks goes by. I was a good customer. I usually had store credit. Be like, oh, hey, it's 80. Or it's 75. Here's 80. I know you don't have change. Just keep that 5 until next time.
I can't give you a refund. Oh, what are you talking about? Well, that's BS. Well, I can maybe give you a store credit.
Yeah.
It's like the GameStop of drug dealing.
I used to call it store credit. But yeah, about a couple weeks goes by. I don't know. It could have been an entire month. Time is an illusion, and on top of that, when you're using it, all blends together. But he calls me back, and he's like, "Hey, man." He's like, "Listen." He's like, "I'm sorry about that. I'll make it right." And he did. He made it right. But still, you wouldn't think
He
that
made it
somebody
right
would
by just giving him
who would
fentanyl,
cut
not
your
laced with
fentanyl
anything.
with cocaine.
That's called making it right in the drug world.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But, that's like, the sober equivalent to that would be like the joy of service work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know about that?
Kinda.
Kind of.
Yeah, what do you mean?
The joy of service work, having a service commitment, kind of and enjoying doing it.
Yep. I have done it. I don't enjoy it.
You're just not doing it enough, bro.
Probably.
It's got to be for the customer. It's got to be for them. Not for...
I do that every day.
So you purposely left the swear jar. Yeah.
I had to do it once.
But
Hey, someone's got to pay for the audio equipment.
yeah, right. Nico's F-bombs. But no, I was making coffee at my home group on Thursday, and this is where I kind of came up with this topic because, at first when I got a sponsor, he told me to go get a home group and a service commitment, and I was like, "Oh, you mean like go and like do work for free?" And he didn't try and break it down or anything. He was like, "Yeah, that's what I mean." So I started doing service work at the Saturday meeting, and I started setting up chairs, and I didn't like doing it. It sucked. And I still set up those chairs to this day, but it's not as bad because, not only do I get to hang out with Scout, but I see it differently. I'm not working for free. I'm showing up to a meeting and doing something that needs to be done because it needs to be done, not because someone asked me, not because I'm getting something out of it, not like I'm not getting paid or anything. I'm doing it because it needs to be done. And I really enjoy my Thursday service commitment, because I show up to this church an hour before the meeting starts, and I set up the whole meeting.
It's not a Catholic church, Mike.
Oh yeah, you don't know where it's at. but anyways, it's not a cathedral. It's a regular church.
We'll agree to disagree.
Protestant.
It's Lutheran.
Is it Lutheran?
Yeah, that's the Lutheran church you told me. With the old people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Lutheran.
Oh, see, I don't even know. But anyway,
See, you can't spell Lutheran without a capital L. Continue.
Oh, burn!
Dang.
Catholic Mike with the flames.
I was baptized Lutheran.
Well,
It's okay, Josh. We still love you.
All right. Well, anyways, I like showing up over there, and I'm by myself. I let myself in because I got a key, and I set the whole meeting up, and then I sit there in silence, until people start coming in, and it's just, I don't know. I was just feeling super grateful, and it's rewarding.
That's cool. That maybe I just have some resentment right now towards AA.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I have some resentment because every time I go to a meeting, someone dumps on my religion. Every freaking time.
Yeah, but that's not AA, and that's the other person is still sick. So, I mean, it sounds to me like that's a you problem.
It is a me problem.
You're allowing their beliefs to affect how you feel.
Yeah.
That's not fair to you. Why do you do that to you?
Because, all right, let me frame it to you this way then. If that person's still sick, and there's a lot of sick people in a lot of different AA meetings, how many other people are sick in those meetings? How many other people are laughing at it and having a good time at other people's expense? Like, how is that right?
Everybody's sick, Nico.
I know they are, but I don't have to take that.
No, you don't.
I will go back to AA. I was mad at it. I don't want my shit being called a magic show. That's not right.
Slings and arrows. That's how you think about it. It's just, you gotta just take it on the chin.
I mean, I do. I didn't say anything to the guy, but I'm like, this sucks. Like, everyone just like laughed at it. No one said a damn thing. But meanwhile, if you go dumping on someone else's god, if it's like some sort of non-denominational, like, people get all pissy with you. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the one doing that. But like, I feel like the standard for Catholics in AA is like, we get berated more than anyone else. The term recovering Catholic is too common in AA.
Well, I think it's just a confirmation bias.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I mean, because you believe in Catholic God, you hear it more. Like they dump on everyone's God. They dump on, I guess most people, they dump on organized religion, but they do mention Catholicism because it's a big target.
Yeah,
it also is the most organized. Like, they're specifically going after organized religion, and that's the one that has the most structure. So that's going to be, they're going to wake up and see that as, public enemy number one.
Exactly. And, I mean, you just can't let stuff like that get to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. It is kind of getting to me because I don't know what it is. I just went to a couple meetings right in a row where it was boom, boom, boom.
Well, I mean, there was certain meetings that I used to go to where they would just totally hate on addicts. And I would go into those meetings and not feel welcome. And you know what happened?
You stopped going to those meetings.
I stopped going to meetings. You know what happened after that?
You use fentanyl.
I mean, there was a little bit of time in between there, but yes. Yeah.
It's true.
I went to the gas station. I got a Delta 8 pen, because I was like, hey, I could smoke a little bit of weed. And then I smoked it, and it gave me that Catholic guilt of original sin. I was just like, oh, man, I'm doing something wrong right now.
You're proving my point right there.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. And then I was like, maybe I could handle a few
It's
drinks.
okay when you do it, though.
Yeah. It's kind of all in good fun. I don't know.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know that I do believe that talking to the saints is necromancy, which is witchcraft.
Nico, you have to see them as like our younger siblings. Yeah. Oh, that's, you have to give them the controller that's not plugged in. Oh, yeah, you're doing a great job.
I didn't grow up with siblings, dude. Like, my first instinct is just violence, but I don't.
Violence.
Yeah.
I know that's not the answer.
Well, I mean, you got to understand that people are going to be people in all over the place. Don't let somebody else push you out,
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
You should get some joy of service work. Start coming to, you could start coming to my Thursday meeting. I have not yet heard them dump on Catholicism. Not once.
They were actually really nice there. I liked those old people.
Oh, did you go to it once?
Yeah, your memory sucks. I definitely did.
You sat with me and Paul Walker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that.
I call him Paul Walker because he's 90 and uses a walker, and his name is Paul.
I guess that makes sense, right?
Well, he outlived Paul Walker.
Yeah, for sure.
My friend was calling me Paul Walker earlier today, and I said, well, if you think I drive fast, and Nico's a recovering coke addict, he drives way worse than I do.
Yeah, exactly. But it has nothing to do with the cocaine.
No, it's just because he's a northerner.
Yeah, I've been driving.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever driven with me. Nico, how's it like driving with me?
Like a grandma.
I drive 3 miles under the speed limit, and I have about 5 seconds of following distance between me and each car.
In his
3 under?
brand new 2005 Chrysler minivan.
Yep.
Brand new.
Yeah. And with my my magnet on the back that says, "Do you follow Jesus this close?"
That's good.
Yeah.
Hey, that was some good therapy right there. I needed that. Thank you,
man.
thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Oh, you come into the men's meeting? Brittany's Treats?
if Brittany's treats are there,
Brittany's Treats, Taco Tuesday, men's meeting. I'm trying to get him back into the meetings.
Yeah, I was really mad at that one guy.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, right?
No,
That guy.
yeah, exactly. If I wasn't where I was at the moment, I would have been like,
Is that what they say?
oh, yo.
Okay, that doesn't count. That was off screen. He took it out and put it back in.
I actually came prepared. Today is the day I came prepared.
You gonna put one in there for me? There's change in there
Because
too.
I already said it once today.
Yeah.
All right, I think we need like a dry erase board of swear jar. Is each word or do you have like certain denominations like?
No, we just have it's not
Like certain words
it's
should be
not
worth
cri-
more
no,
money,
just
or
the
is that
F
just
words.
me?
Yeah, it's
Just
not
the
like
F word.
Christianity where the Baptists, are worth more than than the Lutherans.
No comment.
Yeah, they're both wrong.
Love them though.
Love them though. Love them.
Yes.
So it's just whatever, just f bombs then.
Yeah, just F bombs. That's it. So if you,
What's the fun in that?
I come in with you got to come in with a budget, and I usually forget to have a budget, and it just happens. So
Yeah, I think we need to get a structure and hierarchy of words based on YouTube's terms of service.
you need a Pope.
True. Yep.
Yeah.
Pope level curse word.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I was thinking about just starting to name them off,
Oh, do it.
and then like gun, they censor that.
Really?
Pedophile.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
it's
of these,
PDF file now.
Yeah,
instead
PDF
of- yeah.
file. Yeah. Or if you want to say it the politically correct way, maps.
Minor attracted persons. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. They just had a map camp, I guess, not too long ago.
Well, then everyone who watched Dora the Explorer is singing a really awkward song right about now.
Yes. Yeah. So there's gun, pedophile,
Suicide's another one.
suicide.
They-
Yeah.
they
You
s-
can't talk about suicide
Yep.
or murder.
You say unalive is
Yeah,
usually the
yeah.
go-to
Or
phrase.
even death or dying.
Become an hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a throwback. Wow, I haven't heard that in a long time.
What is it?
Wow,
Become an hero.
you don't know about that?
No.
So like this is years and years and years. This must have been like, I don't know, like 2012 era 4chan. This guy posted like a,
Back in the new fag era.
okay.
Oh, that's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, this is like 2012, 2013 like era 4chan with this guy. He was like from Europe. He didn't speak English too well, so like he was like writing this, like typing up this like manifesto / suicide note, and he just couldn't speak English at all. So it was like when they see me, they're gonna think of me as a hero, but he like couldn't type that. He couldn't like know enough English to like fluently say that. So he was like and hero. So like that became like a viral thing on 4chan for a while. So it's like, oh, when he's gonna commit suicide, he's gonna and hero. So that's where that came from, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, you can use that instead of suicide. You can and hero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a man. It's been years.
I love that. The joy of service work to and hero.
What was do you remember the time that they switched the words for like certain words like fag was like something else? I gotta look that up. There's another one, but
Yeah.
we gotta.
This is totally a
future
topic.
Josh. Future Josh. You gotta take out the fag words. Okay.
Just give him more work.
Well, I mean, we're not using them in context, so
It could be smoking one.
as a list of words that we are going to try to avoid in the future because they will demonetize individual videos. We might as well name them off now before we're monetized and qualify for monetization.
So this one's just the not monetized version.
Yes, basically. And
The Rumble exclusive.
Rumble exclusive. Are we on Rumble?
Probably. I clicked every box that's on Libsyn, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know where that list is, but it's somewhere.
I bet it's on Libsyn.
No shit. And those are my 2 F-bombs for the day.
Okay.
We're gonna have to take those out of there because that's my personal change jar.
I know, yeah. But
The swear jar is also his personal change jar.
Well,
Yeah.
no, the swear jar
I'm
is
not.
an
I'm not trying
original.
to. I'm not trying to embezzle our funds, bro.
There's an original swear jar, and it's at my house.
Yes.
It's like a mason jar, like it's like gilded, like a swear jar, and it's all fancy.
What kind of shape would you say that is?
That is definitely a already shelled salted peanuts jar.
Oh,
I know my jar shapes. I'm big back.
He also knows his insect poop very well.
I do. You know, I never thought whenever I got in the pest control industry that I'd become a poop expert. But I am.
Have you told that story on this?
I don't know if I've told the I went to a class and it was on wood destroying pests like termites, powder post beetles, stuff like that, old house beetles. There's multiple ones, but they had this they had little jars of droppings, right? And they had them lined up. And towards the end of the class, you had like a test. It was you in a group and you had a magnifying glass to look at them, right? I didn't even use the magnifying glass. I picked one up, and I was like, okay, yeah, see how it's kind of sandy? That's powder post beetle right there. And he's like, you're not using the magnifying glass? I was like, am I correct or not? And he's like, that's correct. I picked up another one. I held it up. I was like, this is termite. He's like, yeah, it is. How do you know? I was like, sir, I can tell that this came from a hexagonal shaped anus. He started cracking up. He's like, you're right, but I've never once heard that. And then the last one was carpenter ant, and you could see because it's got little chunks of ant in it. Because whenever one dies, they tear it up and
Eat it.
well, they throw they have what's called a kick out hole, where they push all the droppings because the carpenter ants. What?
It's just when the booty hole goes yeet.
No,
That there,
kick out hole is
cloaca.
actually on the wood. That's where they kick out all of the debris. Because as they're eating in there and creating a colony, all of that sand has to go, or not sand, but cellulose, broke up stuff has to go somewhere. So they kick it out, and usually those kick out holes will be plugged with a carpenter ant head. Because one will die, so they'll kick all the debris out and then stick a head in there.
Man, that is a hell
It's
of
pretty
a wall
brutal.
mount.
It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's a good way to die.
The
Yeah,
ants
I
don't
can
mess
go on
around.
and on about this, but let's seamlessly segue to our next
Yeah,
topic.
there you go.
Yeah, seamlessly segueing into the story about not dating black women. What the? Oh yeah,
Oh, this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
Catholic Mike swish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't remember why this story came up, but this is back when I was drinking, and I used to drink at a bar that was basically in the hood. And this black dude asked me one time. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Do you like black women, Josh?" I was like, "I mean, yeah, I would definitely bang them, but I wouldn't date one." And the girl behind me heard that, right?
Damn.
Yeah, and she was like, "What'd you just say?" So I turn around and I repeat myself. And she goes, "Well, why not?" I was like, "Well, that's easy, because black women and Puerto Rican women hit." And the dude that originally asked me the question lost his mind. He was dying.
They're just abusive.
Yeah, and with all the confidence of a woman that's definitely hit a man before, she goes, "He right though." and
She's guilty.
yeah,
Guilty.
she has definitely hit a man, And the dude, he called me skateboard Jesus. He was like, "Skateboard, you crazy, man." I'm surprised I told that whole story without one F-bomb, because there was a lot of F-bombs.
Well, there's a lot of F-bombs in probably all of our stories. It's
Yeah.
you just leave them
Got to
out.
condense them for the YouTube version, the YouTube shorts.
Yeah, well,
Coming
mostly,
soon.
mostly for my work version. Me editing it, it
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it not inserting 1,000 cash register noises.
I think when we first determined this, I just ripped off a bunch of them right in a row and went F F F F F.
Just instead of a bunch of individual like bleeps or noises, it's just one long continuous.
It's just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I don't have any more cash on me. So, do you have cash on you?
I have. Yeah, I do. I do fronts.
Well,
And Catholic Mike doesn't cuss.
I got Cash App.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Well, anyways, it's good to know because if I slip up, then I've got a backup.
yeah.
But anyways, that's the story about not dating black women.
Well, yeah. It was just I don't know. When we write it like that as topics,
It's like so out of context. And you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
what
so
was
out
I
of
even like? It's supposed to jog your
context.
memory, not like
This
confuse
is
the
why
hell
I
out of you.
write them usually.
Yeah, it is. You're a little bit less scattered than I am.
Yeah, just a little bit. I copied yours today because you were like, "Oh, here's all the topics," and I went, "Great, I don't have to think."
Yeah.
Then
And I mean, they're not even in order.
Yeah, you can tell I definitely did not think.
Yeah. I try to do the least amount of that as possible.
Yeah, I mean, my best thinking got me in rehab and then working in one, so at least I'm making money off it now.
Yeah. Can't consider it 12-step work.
No, apparently not, but it feels like it a lot sometimes.
Yeah, well, they call that recovery fatigue because it's a big thing with people that work in the industry.
Well, they call it burnout too.
Yeah.
Like if you're feeling burnt out, just like genuinely, I'm like I'm happy with my job. I like going to work. I like getting up in the morning. I like coming home and doing what I do. It's like I got a good routine. So I don't know. I'm not like fatigued on it or anything. So.
Yeah, well, you also don't go to other meetings or work steps with a sponsor.
No, but I also don't get home as early as my boss does. So if I did, I might go to that meeting, but I don't.
I think it's more so going through the motions than getting burnt out. I think there's a bit of a distinction there that needs to be made.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say that I'm going through the motions because I do a lot of recovery work in like my writing and in my I read a lot of religious things too. My Catholic faith groups are heavily with like
Yeah.
how I hang out with and connect with people.
I'm definitely pro that.
Yeah, it's pro that. It's just like, in your opinion, that's not enough. You'd rather have me go to at least an AA meeting a week.
At least one, bro. You got to be around other people like yourself to call you on your bullshit.
See, that's the thing, though. Catholic qualifies as that. Other people like myself.
He also is a really strict guitar teacher, from what I've heard.
Really
that
knows
kind-
how to pluck my anus.
With that kind of justification, you'll be taking ephedrine tablets just to help wake up in the morning in no time.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, they kind of stopped doing those. But what's this, like 15 years ago when I worked in a gas station, they used to have ephedrine tablets, which ephedrine is what you can cook them down and make meth out of them. The old clean
Pseudoephedrine.
Yes, it was before pseudoephedrine.
Oh.
Pseudoephedrine is fake ephedrine.
Mm.
Yeah, but it was marketed as a bronchial expectorant. Like if you had asthma and you took these, as directed, you wouldn't have to use your inhaler all day. It really does help you out. And the side effect to them is its speed. So, yeah, you're a little too young for. It's weird saying that to somebody who's only 7 years younger than me.
6.
You're a little too young to know about ephedrine, boy.
Aren't you 37?
Yeah, and you're 30.
31.
Oh, 6 years younger than me.
Yeah, I turned 31 2 months ago.
Yeah, and I'll be 38 in 2 months.
So we have like what, 4 months gap?
Bro, I started using a calculator long enough ago to not math.
Well, more importantly, what's coming up is sober birthdays.
Yeah, that is much more important in my opinion.
Yeah, that's coming right on up. July's right around the corner.
Bro, you're gonna get a medal for not doing any cocaine.
Dude, I love how you put it last year. Yeah, congratulations on doing the bare minimum.
Yes.
That sent me. I was dying, and I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Not very many people get a pat on the back like, hey, you didn't do any heroin this year.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Here's a medal.
Here's a little coin with the amount of years you didn't do it. Proud of you, big guy.
The bare minimum.
Yes.
You know what? I want a coin now that says, "Good job doing the bare minimum."
I'm sure we could make that happen, Nico.
There's probably like a website, custom challenge coins or whatever.
Catholic Mike would know.
Yeah. And Brittany's gotten custom coins too, so.
It's true. I didn't know that, but that's true.
Yep.
Oh, I commissioned her to do a painting for me.
Oh, you did? You
Yeah.
talked to her about it?
Yeah, I sent her a text message while we were sitting here.
Oh, cool.
I was like, "Yo, can you make me a painting of what you think my addiction demon might be, chained up with a quote from Romans 6:6 on it? Romans chapter 6, verse 6. I forget what the quote is, but it's like something about freeing yourself from sin. So, go Paul.
Right on.
Nice.
Right on.
Shout out
So
St.
we'll
Paul.
see what the results turn out to be. I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm interested too. I'm interested to see how long it takes.
Yeah, that is interesting.
You know, you said Brittany was going to do a painting of you. My immediate thought was you in a very old school World War II German uniform. But
Yeah, with your arm at a 45-degree angle.
no, him just standing there at attention. But it was
Well,
like,
the quote
when he-
is from Romans. So.
do we have to censor a certain hand gesture for the YouTube audience, or would that be too much work?
That'd be too much work.
I learned how to do. I could just put something over it.
Oh yeah, you put Jen Psaki over his face
Yeah, I'll show you that after.
because I was giving him shit about the.
You remember? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know who Jen Psaki was, and then I put it so I became Jen Psaki, going like this.
Just about yay tall.
Yeah, I can't lift my arm any higher than this, unless we're on Instagram.
True. There's a certain dead zone that you kind of have to avoid. It's like you're like, you know.
If you believe that's the Statue of Liberty,
I don't know what those French effers sent us.
it's Satan.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a conspiracy podcast, but I'll explain all of that later to you when we're not recording.
That's the after hours show, exclusive on Rumble.
Rumble.
Yeah, whenever we have an actual like they have subscribers and then they have people that join.
Paid subscribers.
Yes.
There's members on YouTube, but once you get a certain amount of views or a certain amount of hours watched,
People want to pay to listen to me be racist?
And conspiracies.
No, I'm not racist.
so yeah, there's super
I'm
chats
not
which are
racist.
super chats that are like one donation, and there's also like members, like it's a monthly, like you pay like $10 a month or whatever it
Love
is.
everybody.
I pay $1.99 a month for
Love everybody. Not racists.
listen, only racists have to reassure other people they're not racist. Okay. You know,
Well, in that case, I am so right. No,
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. But no, I'm subscribed to one guy I do a membership for, and he plays the Super Mario World Kaizos. You know about those?
Why did that sound gay?
No. Fill us in, Josh.
It's
Sounded gay, right?
people make Super Mario World levels, and then like he plays them on his computer, but they're like insanely hard levels. It's
Okay.
crazy.
Oh, you showed me
Yep.
that guy.
Yeah, I showed you that guy. Yeah, shout out first name Butt. That's his
That's his
YouTube.
tag, right?
Yeah, that's his YouTube channel. Dude, it's great watching him.
Second name, Sex.
I don't think I've seen that in his chats yet, so I'm gonna
He should have a sequel account.
yeah.
Behind the
Instead of
scenes
playing
channel.
Mario Kaizo, he plays something else.
It's all just like tax return, like how to file your taxes, and it's like the total opposite of like playing like Super Mario.
Yeah. Or he does. He likes to play Oblivion. He just got the Oblivion remastered.
Heard it was good. Have not took it for a spin
That's why
yet.
he blows anuses into oblivion.
I loved Oblivion before Skyrim. Skyrim came out, and I didn't like Skyrim because I liked the mechanics of Oblivion so much. But now I'm used to it, and I have Skyrim. You know, I may get the Oblivion remastered when I get a better
Basically,
computer.
it was bad until it was good.
Well, see, it's I'm the other side of that. I started playing with Skyrim, like playing Skyrim like heavily and getting like hundreds of hours, and then went back and played Oblivion and Morrowind, and you can kind of see how as the games progress, there were less and less features taken out. So you go back and play Morrowind, you compare that to like Skyrim now, it's like night and day difference. Yeah.
You could levitate in Morrowind. There was a secret mountain in the sky where you had to drink levitation potions and hope you didn't run out. If you ran out, you fell to your death.
Yep. And in Oblivion, you just jump everywhere. So by the end of the game, you can just jump in like
You can jump
80 feet in the area.
on the surface of water.
The
and stuff.
acrobatics skill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh wow, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Nico's missing out. He hasn't played video games in like 40 years. How old are you?
31. Yeah, I have not played a single video game. Like, well, actually, I haven't owned a video game. I played a couple of them briefly with like Alex and stuff at Call of Duty. Did you kill everybody, by the way?
I played one game with Troy and actually got tied. So it was 7-7.
Oh, my
And then I
goodness.
played Stone and I just crushed him. Like it was like 11, like
That
2.
doesn't surprise me. That actually makes sense.
Well, it was on controller. I've been on PC for like 4 years now. So
PC Master Race.
PC Master
it's
Race.
more you're more precise with the mouse. This it's like you know, if you're playing on a controller, it's not.
I got an aimbot.
Yeah, are you going to get the Neuralink aimbot?
Aimbot, it's like the last word I want to hear. I'm still salty about Counter-Strike not being as good as it was or used to
because
be.
of aimbots?
No, it's just, you know, CS Counter-Strike 2 is just not as good as Counter-Strike Go or CS:GO. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't hit the same.
I remember when Counter-Strike 1 came out.
More of a Counter-Strike Source kind of guy. That's really was definitely more up my
I just
alley.
want to play Black Ops Zombies maps again.
Yeah.
All of the DLC maps on that game were fire.
Do they have that on Steam?
What you can do is Black Ops 3 goes on sale for like 15 to 20 bucks. It's got Steam Workshop. So you can download maps just on the workshop and just have them all in Black Ops 3. There's 2-player split screen, and then you could also just have like a private multiplayer lobby of 4 people. So there's pretty much all the original maps you can just download, and there's all like new ones people make, and it's like custom stuff. Yeah, it's like insane. I have like 100 gigs worth of like Black Ops custom maps on my laptop right now. It's insane, actually.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know, I couldn't, it's not that I couldn't, I refused to get a video game system my first year in recovery. Because that was one of my first addictions.
Yeah, I didn't do that either. I still haven't done it.
Yeah, with Super Nintendo. And now, I got the Super Nintendo Mini. And
And a Switch.
yeah, when I sit down and I start playing, like, Super Metroid or Super Mario or something, I will literally play it for hours. And, like, you know, but I don't do that very often. It's, I played, like, Final Fantasy 3 until, like, 5 in the morning, and I had to work the next day. I was like, oh, no.
Oh my
You know what
gosh.
the good thing about that is? At least you weren't high or like hungover.
Yeah.
Because like I used to just have to kind of power through and go to work and try not to chop my fingers off.
Or throw up.
Yeah, that too.
I used to throw up all the time at work.
and outside of Amazon trucks.
Yeah, no, that was
Just
when
put
it
it
got
on cruise control and just lean out the window.
Yeah.
Basically what he did, right?
No, I didn't use cruise control.
This bitches.
I just leaned out the window and threw up all down the side of the van.
Gross.
Yeah.
What's our time at, Mike?
We're at 53 minutes right now.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Was there any
clearing it.
other?
No, actually, we ran out. I was stretching that.
We could just talk about zombies for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
I know I
kidding.
could, but
We could start another podcast
on the moon.
where you would have where Catholic Mike would be on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you'd have to subscribe to both channels to see Catholic Mike.
Yeah, they said I had a face for radio, so I'm still figuring out what that meant.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one before.
My uncle used to say that
Shoot
to
me
me
in the face.
for years. I thought it was a compliment. Remember that? I told him this whole story. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
told me that.
Yeah, for years I thought it was a compliment. I didn't know.
Thanks, Uncle.
Oh, thanks, Uncle John. I appreciate that, man.
Wow, you really are dumb.
Hey.
That's what Uncle John is saying.
Yeah, that was great.
What kind of boy you raise over here? I don't know how he sounds, but I'm just making that up in my head.
He's like a Southern gentleman, like a
he's
Colonel
northern.
Sanders.
No,
Yeah,
I'll say
he's
now,
got the
listen here.
He's got a Massachusetts accent.
Oh,
Oh, I was way off.
Yeah.
Way off. Parking and Harvard Yard.
dude! Every time Nico's dad talks, hearing that accent is just so funny. I'm like, I try really hard not to laugh, but it's just like very endearing. It's just like, oh yes.
Yeah, it's funny too because I don't have it. When it's not because I didn't live there, it's because I trained it out of my voice.
I think I'm the same way because I get it all the time that people have no idea that I'm from, born and raised New York City, and it's like, where's your accent? I'm like,
The only
I don't
time
know.
it used to come out was when I'd get really drunk and really angry.
Did you guys finish high school up north?
No.
Oh yeah, I only moved down to Florida probably about 3 years ago. Before that, it was New York City all the way through. First
I was
like
in Maine
21
every
years, yeah.
summer, though. Like I didn't finish high school in. I finished high school in Naples, but I went every summer to Maine, so I had like a bunch of experience. Like it was like for the 3 months at a time. I was always up there, and I would come back, and then when I discovered alcohol, I would drink and be like, every A was long, and the only thing that really helped was when I worked for the radio station at Flagler.
Well, look at you now.
Look at me now, folks.
Where did it all go wrong? Kidding.
Good question. I really don't know where it went wrong. We'll find out on the next episode of Speedballin'. Thank you very much for that wonderful episode, you two, and your shenanigans. We're going
Thanks.
to wrap that one up for today. I'd call that a good episode. What do you think, Josh?
I don't think you mentioned Hitler.
Actually, I did.
Oh.
And you missed it.
I did
One
miss
time, yep.
Once,
Yeah.
yeah, because if you don't mention him, then he wins.
That was like 25 minutes in. That was quite a while ago.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Good.
exactly.
Yeah, we knocked that out pretty early then.
Thank you for watching and listening to Speedballin'. I am the professor. That's Pharaoh. And behind the cam is Catholic Mike. The word of the day is Emart. Good night, everybody.
That's not even a word.